Hi Aquarius, welcome into your reading. Let me hit this volume. Okay, sorry. You got a close-up of my face, my chin. We're reading for the first week of June, so let's see what's going on here for you guys. June, for Aquarius, please. What is their current situation for my beautiful Aquarius? Thank you. There's a new start in love, all right? A lot of you, this has to do with somebody from your recent past. Maybe not. Others of you, it's someone you know, for sure. From, in a way, how do you know them and why I think it's somebody from your past is because you feel vindicated and validated. So whoever this person is, you now feel seen. You feel like important to them because they must have come and said something to you, because I see the ego boost, right? Because the Ace of Cups talks about a fresh new start in love, but the Knight of Wands talks about it being casual, being a fling, non-committal. But one of the two of you is definitely offering an opportunity in something with love. Let's see. Someone else is taking it casually. What's coming in towards my Aquarius, please? The Emperor, which is an Aries energy, and the World. Okay. All right, so I'm seeing somebody here with authority, with stability, somebody who creates empire, somebody very important. And in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, I'm going to start this new chapter with this person or this individual. I'm going to find and create some form of stability with this individual. So that's it. I toss my hat in the ring, and I'm done. I'm starting a new chapter in my life. Now, I don't know if this person is outside of the ring, your ring, or inside. Is this person part of your circle or outside your circle? But you're starting a new chapter, and somehow this person is part of that journey or that path or the influence thereof. At the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. Nurturing, loving, kind, caring. That is you. That is you being Mama Bear. That is you being Papa Bear. That is you putting down, some kind of roots in the sense that you're looking to create stability. And that's it. You're starting this new chapter. And somehow this person plays a role. We will get the details when we clarify. So we're going to put down the spread for those of you who are new, who don't know how I usually read, but we're going to put down the spread, and then we're going to start clarifying and then get those details to get you some more answers for the week ahead or weeks ahead. Time and energy is fluid, so please take it with a grain of salt. Some of you it happened a week ago. Others of you it's happening right now. While for others, it's next week or in a few months. You're not all going through the same thing at the same time, but generally this is the concept and theme the universe wants me to read for your cohort, your sign. All right, what is it that Aquarius doesn't see coming their way? Well, it's not like I like the Tower. The Tower sucks, but we're going to get into this Tower and we're going to break it down. And then the Two of Swords. The Tower talks about something breaking down, like a breakup in a relationship, like a big fight. Big fight, you don't break up, but it pulls the rug right from under your feet. Two of Swords talks about making a decision, a choice, this way or that way, this path or that path. You're really torn because you don't know what to do. You had certain beliefs, and now you're just like, I don't know which is the right choice to make. Quite honestly, go with your gut. Go with your intuition, if you ask me. I mean, the next position is the advice. We're going to get there in a second, but we do need to break down and deep dive on the Tower. The Tower, when we get it, it's a major arcana from the Tarot. Those are the things, the major arcana. Those are the issues that come in our life where the universe gets involved. They make these small little impacts for us to make decisions so we can either get unstuck, make a decision, or move on from a situation that's beneath us, below us, okay? And Aquarius, you tend to be that one sign where you're the humanitarian of the zodiac. You're there for everybody. You're there loving and giving all the time. Don't get me wrong, you take care of yourself too. You don't let anyone make a fool of you, but sometimes there is moments where you can be naive, and because you are a good person, people do take advantage of you. They take advantage of your kindness, and then when you realize that, you know, you're in this position where you have to help somebody and you kind of don't want to, you still do it anyway. You got to protect yourself. Now, why am I telling you all this shit? Because the Tower means that you were not making a decision of some kind. You were keeping yourself in a position where you were either not making a choice, so the choice was made for you, because not making a choice is a choice sometimes. Or you were handling a situation, or you were in a situation that was beneath you. And the universe is like, what the fuck are you doing there? I got bigger and better things for you. Let's go. Chop, chop, Aquarius. Even if you make a bad decision or the wrong decision, universe isn't going to leave you high and dry and hanging. You made a bad decision, so now you got a life lesson out of it. And then the universe is going to course correct you and put you on the right path for better things to come. The fact that you're torn and not making a decision, to me, is why you're having this Tower moment. You're having either an epiphany to a situation or something has collapsed before your eyes. Because you weren't making choices. You weren't saying anything. So it was made for you. So this is a job loss. This is a breakup. This is a big fight. This is something that upends your world, your universe, your circumstances, your situation. A lot of you, this is work related because I see the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Others of you, this was about in regards to working on a relationship. Now, what's the advice here for Aquarius, please? Moon, which talks about proceed with caution. The Hierophant, which talks about doing things a traditional method. Like, what do I mean? You court somebody or you date somebody before you get married or engaged. This is the traditional route. I know you do everything untraditionally, but in this case, because you don't know what the future holds for you, you got to take the tried and true and traditional method. All right? You go to college to get a degree. You go to HR and take certain steps before you can dismiss or get rid of somebody in your world at work. You get my point. All right, continuing. And you got to proceed with caution. Slow and steady will win the race. You just have to go cautiously. Because to me, this is moving slowly. One step, 1 foot in front of the other. One step to the next. All right? Don't take 2 steps or 3 steps at a time just so you can get to the top. You got to take the tried and true way to the top. You have to be cautious because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what people are saying behind your back at work or the people in your lover's environment, or you just don't know what the future holds. There's things being played out. Maybe the universe is playing something out for you. You're unaware of it. So go cautiously, go slowly, but do it the traditional way. And this is in regards to someone that you had invested a lot of time and energy in, a project you had invested a lot of time and energy in, money you had invested time in, or your job. Outcome. I'm generalizing because you all have different circumstances. So I'm going to read it from a love and work perspective because I can. Outcome for the week, please. Cards mean differently. For example, if I got a 6 of Pentacles, in love, it means something else from what it does mean for work. Okay, so this is important, and you're probably going to shoot me and turn off the channel. But those of you who really want to work on yourselves and work on your shadow side, the part of you that you don't want to look at, but if you do, you can mitigate a lot of shit. A lot of problems you can mitigate or take care of. You have the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse, for all intents and purposes, is you, whether you're male or female, because you're my queens, but you're an air sign, and that's what that is. The Queen of Swords in reverse can only mean 2 things for me when I read the cards. It means a breakup, somebody rejecting you, or you're in complete bitch mode, or you're in total douchebag mode, however, whatever your pronouns are. You're not in like a pretty place. You're not thinking rationally, and you're short-tempered. And if it's not that, then this is talking about a rejection. someone breaking up with you, somebody rejecting you for something, like an offer of some kind. But whatever this situation has, you're not in your normal element. You're not in the upright position because you're inverted. And when you're inverted, you're short-tempered, you're impatient, you're snapping, or you're just cutting people left and right. Like right now, you're like, block mode is on. And that's not normally like you. Let me see what's going on at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this could be at work. So some of you, maybe a job loss or something fucked up at work is happening. Others of you, this could be a relationship and it's a breakup or a big fight. And you're just like right now, just fuck everybody mode. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't know. I'll see when I clarify. Can I have one more for outcome for the week? Along with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Separate from clarifiers, please, Spirit. Oh. I don't know, guys. But Ace of Pentacles, for me, is a very positive card. It's a fresh new start in something solid. Something in your 3D world. Something tangible that you could touch. So this is like a relationship. I want to be your boyfriend. I want to be your girlfriend. I want this. I want this relationship. That is a solid new opportunity. This is a brand new job. This is a new promotion. This is a new opportunity. But for some reason, you're not having it. I don't know what about it. There's something off. Because in the beginning of the reading, we're starting with the Ace of Cups, and now we're ending with an Ace of Pentacles. This is very much talking about your stability. So I don't know why you're cutting something off at the knees. Or maybe someone is doing this to you. Somehow this has something to do with a brand new start. That's solid. So these are opportunities. What you make of them is what you will. All right, let's start clarifying these guys. What is the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Cups? For Aquarius, please. Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands, please. Six of Wands, Justice. Wow. Wow. And the Nine of Wands. All right, I think Aquarius, you've been emotionally guarded from like everybody. To everyone. Even your besties, even your closest friends, even your lovers, even everything. You're emotionally guarded. I don't know if... The interesting thing is you have a new opportunity in love, but there's something... You're being like... I don't know if this is you being casual or flaky, non-committal, or if you're having like some kind of an affair. But the six... And if this is work related, it's something that you're liking, but you're keeping it casual. You're not crossing your T's and dotting your I's here kind of thing. The Six of Wands talks about you being vindicated, validated, and you getting justice for that. So this new opportunity that has come in for you, Aquarius, is your vindication. It's your validation. I think it's this person. So if you were having an affair, maybe this person's offering you something solid. Or if you were having something casual or something casual is going on, somebody here is vindicating you, validating you, making you feel good, and that's your justice here. Because justice talks about karma correction, balancing the scales. But the Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck talks about being emotionally guarded. You're not opening up. You're also not letting go of something too. You're not giving up is what I mean. Why is the World here? And the Emperor, please. Knight of Cups. Sorry, I need to wear glasses, but maybe I should just put them on. Knight of Cups in reverse. All right. And there's your Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you have this thing, this back and forth, this touch and go situation here with somebody. A lot of you could be dealing, the major arcanas on the table is Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Aries, Sagittarius. and Libra. All right, anyway, Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups in reverse, not getting the invitation, not talking on an emotional level. You keep going with this person. Somehow they're very impactful and very important to you. They're an emperor. They're of some kind of authority figure to you. Okay, and you're starting some new chapter with this person, but you're not discussing your shit on an emotional level, if I'm making sense. You're not taking that time out to discuss things, or there's a lack of an invitation here. The invitation's not forthcoming, but this is a fresh new start in love with this person. So I don't know if you gave somebody a clean slate and you said, okay, let's press the redo button here, but you're still not discussing certain shit. It's like you're ignoring the feelings where they are. You just feel good because they must have said something to you, but you didn't like take it and roll with it. You just kind of let the ball keep rolling and then stop rolling, and there it is. There. You know that person's going to pick up the ball and go home. You got to keep playing with the ball. Both of you. But anyway, let's see what's going on, because there's some weird shit going on in your life over here. With the Tower and the Two of Swords. Oh, that's fucking interesting. I thought I had all the cards upright, and so I thought this landed upside down, but it didn't. I would have liked it to. These cards to have been inverted. Why? Because it's the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Feeling stuck and left out in the cold. You are trapped, my friend. You're looking at your situation and your scenario that you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because you're an Aquarius. What do I mean? You want to help everybody. This goes right back to the conversation we had earlier. You want to help everyone, you want to help the world, but a lot of motherfuckers out there are going to take advantage of you, Aquarius. I love you deeply, so think of me as your older sister at the end of your couch, talking to you and giving you some sugar and tough love. All right? Because cards are here to help us. They're not here to deny us or submit us, to make us submit, or for our detriment. It's quite the opposite. It's so we can progress in life, so we can move on for our betterment. And why is it better for our betterment? Because somehow, some way, we serve the greater good of humanity without even knowing. And in that regard, we pay life forward. So with that said, at the end of this reading, I'm going to have a quick little oracle card that I'm going to pull for enlightenment portion of this video. Click off. You don't need to see it, but it's another card you can use as a tool to work on yourself. But that'll be at the very end. Now, going back to over here with your Tower and your Two of Swords, you're clarified by the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles talks about being left out in the cold. It can also talk about losing your job, or, you know, a loss of money, a loss of finances. Remember I was telling you earlier, like, it means different in work as it does in love. In love, it means you feel left out in the cold. You feel alone. Work-wise, if you lost this job, this talks about a loss of money, a loss of an opportunity, financial one. And the Eight of Swords, being stuck. Like, you can't make moves. So now you're torn. You don't know what choice to make, which direction to go in. You're going to take some form of action very soon anyway, because obviously this is not a position or a place you can stay in for too long. Eight of Wands. All right. If anybody's wondering what this deck is called, I think it's called the Marseille something deck. It's the deck itself is the original tarot, how the tarot looked when it was first created or invented. So I thought it was interesting and fun to play with. The Moon. And sometimes I like the plain ones because I get the downloads easier. The pictures sometimes are like, okay, I'll just look at the picture, even though I don't want to. But I think that the tarot knows which cards, or the universe knows which cards to drop out for me to read to you. All right, too much blah, blah, sorry. The Moon, being cautious. Knight of Pentacles, moving forward cautiously. And the Hierophant, doing something traditionally. Clarify these for Aquarius, please. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I had a feeling, and I was wondering why it didn't come out earlier. I'm glad it came out now in the clarifier. Nine of Pentacles talks about doing something alone. on an independent level, blocking out the noise. See what you feel to be true and right in your heart and soul. Seven of Swords. Being strategic or ghosting something. No, you really need to strategize some sort of situation on yourself on an independent level. Like if you were left alone and you didn't have to depend on somebody, could you? Could you do some shit alone without depending on anyone else? That's kind of like what it's talking about. You got to think about yourself right now is what it's saying. You actually do need to be selfish. You really need to go cautiously forward because you have to be thinking about you. It goes right back to what we were saying before. Although you want to help everybody, you've got to take care of you. Now let's see what the outcome is saying with the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles. Clarify, please. A whole lot of cards wanted to come out. Eight of Cups in reverse. Two of Pentacles. 10 of Cups in reverse. And Two of Wands. And the Queen of Scepters at the bottom of the deck. Okay, guys, you have a situation here where, hold on a second, please, need to let this dog out. Okay. The fact that you are the Queen of Swords in reverse, maybe there's some kind of fall apart in your environment, meaning that you went back to someone or someone came back to you. Maybe you broke up here with somebody because the Ten of Cups in reverse talks about an unhappy environment, an unhappy couple, or a couple that breaks up. Okay? Because the Ten of Cups says you were in a great relationship. You were in a happy environment. So why did it go reverse? Right? And Two of Wands talks about two paths, two directions, two choices. You're at this crossroads. You're at this portal. You are looking out into the future. You are looking out into the horizon and you're saying, my new direction, my new path, my future. That's where I gotta go. But you're not there yet. You're just sitting at the door. It's like you got the car keys and you got your handbag or you got your shopping stuff, you got your wallet and your keys and you're at the door, but it's like because you don't know where you're going or if you should stay home with the person who's ever calling you from the kitchen or if you should just leave. You're there. But let me tell you something. You got the keys. You got the wallet. You're at the door for a reason because you know you're not going to stay and you're not going to listen to the person calling you from the kitchen. You're going to leave. And that's what the Two of Wands talks about. So there's been a breakup. There's been like an ending here. But the Eight of Cups is somebody who's come back. So I can see from the Six of Wands, this is why you feel vindicated and validated. Somebody wanted a fresh new start in love, but you're torn. There's 3 twos here. That's the common theme I'm seeing here from all these cards. There's a bunch of twos. Twos are choices. Twos are paths. Twos are like free will, hard as fuck decision-making cards. All right? Someone is offering you a solid new beginning. But I don't know if you're rejecting it or they're rejecting you and they're giving this offer somewhere else or you're rejecting the offer. You're definitely slicing and dicing because you're in this place where you're like, I'm weighing my pros and cons. What should I do? I can't, sustain this any longer. Because maybe you had 2 people. Maybe you had 2 choices. Maybe you had 2 paths. Something fell apart. Fell apart for a reason. The universe or, spirit guides and tarot doesn't throw out towers like it's like a joke. It's a no joke card. You had a tough call this week. All right, Romance Angels, what you say for Aquarius, please? worth waiting for. Pay attention to the red flags. Pay attention to the red flags and worth waiting for. On a love note, I'm going to say, guys, you do need to pay attention to the red flags because it could be somebody's trying to take advantage of you. And worth waiting for is the right person is right around the corner. Any clarifiers on this, please? This is what we normally do in the extended reading. I'm very soon working on your extended Aquarius, but this is what it's going to look like. We deep dive on the oracles because it's like, why are your angels telling you this stuff? There's like a deeper meaning behind this. It's an important message. And this is the third deck I'm using. Each deck has 78 cards. You got the Two of Swords. So that is the common theme here this week. It is the difficult decision that you are trying to make because you are clinging on and holding on to something. All right? So they're saying, well, if you want to make that decision, why don't you pay attention to the red flags? For that thing that you really want, this is in regards to love. This isn't work. We'll do the enlightenment part in a second. But for love-wise, it's saying here, guys, pay attention to the red flags. That should make your decision lickety-split. All right, shadow and light. The enlightenment portion. Tell Aquarius here, please, what they need to hear. Aquarius, please. Three. Why is this like such a hardcore reading this week, guys? Shadow and light, apologizing, grudge, appreciation, and greed. What? Let's get through these. Appreciation and greed. Sorry, I'm going to read Shadow and Light first, because that's actually the name of the book, too. Here we go. Life is a constant roller coaster. Nothing is permanent and circumstances change all the time. This cannot be the concept of light and darkness, as it does not exist, and there couldn't be any shadow without any of the light. If the light was constant, we wouldn't appreciate it, and we wouldn't appreciate the dark only because we've only experienced the light. This also relates to similar emotional concepts, not only literally. We all have light and darkness within us, light and happy thoughts, dark and depressing thoughts, light sides of ourselves that we would love to show to other people, but also there's darker sides we prefer to keep to ourselves and hide away. Light, happy, positive feelings are easy to deal with, almost so easy they can sometimes pass by, barely being acknowledged. This card encourages you to think about how you handle light and darkness in your life. Do you take the time to celebrate the bright moments enough and recognize that you have what you have to be grateful for? Equally, do you have and know how to handle the darkness? Is it being recognized for what it is? Do you work through it, or are you trying to push it away? It will come back and bite you if you don't deal with it. Anyway, if you want to enjoy your bright moments, be brave enough to explore what's in the shadows so you can blow away any upcoming dark clouds and enjoy the light again. Okay, let's put that aside. Apologizing and grudge. We're going to read all three. Those of you that are patient enough to wait, you're going to pull a common thread from all three things. And you're going to hear that message that you need to hear, that you need to work on for you and where you are right now in your life, in your situation. Apologizing and grudge. It might feel easier to hold a grudge towards somebody you had a fight with rather than take responsibility and own your part in contributing in the disagreement. You might have an inner battle of wanting to resolve the situation but hesitating to bring up the apology. And I've seen this in your reading. Apologizing is often seen as something weak, but isn't it really the complete opposite? representing ultimate strength. Apologizing and taking responsibility for your actions is hard and therefore a sign of true strength. Being willing to let go of your ego and trying to be better at showing the other person how strong you are and how you value your relationship more than you value the disagreement. We often think of apologizing as giving up or surrendering, but the apologizing makes the other person right. Very not true. Saying I'm sorry that I did this or said that is not saying what you did is okay. It only shows that you have good intentions and want to resolve the conflict. This card wants to help you soften the grudges you might be holding and see your relationships flourish by helping you find your own inner strength to admit fault. All right, you're going to couple that with shadow and light. So far I can see where it's going. Do you? Now we're going to read appreciation and greed. Have you ever felt that you don't get enough verbal appreciation and positive feedback, yet receive a lot of negative comments? You feel lonely. Like you're walking a long, hard road and dying for a drop of water to fill your empty cup of appreciation. In your search for that drop, you might miss out on an oasis had you changed your direction ever so slightly. It's easy to get stuck in thinking pattern that focuses on what other people should be giving us and what we feel is deserving, instead of lifting us up. When we finally get it, the feeling of entitlement might take the edge off. We already thought we deserved it. This card encourages you to search yourself and see if you can get the feelings of appreciation by giving to others what you are longing for in yourself. Have you taken the time to tell someone how much they mean to you? And have you focused on giving positive feedback? If you can turn your perspective around, you might find that it will bring you happiness and a feeling of importance. And there's a high chance you will receive in return what you have unselfishly given without expecting it back. There might be a way to give what you've been missing to other people as well to yourself. Tell your loved ones what you want to hear. Tell yourself what you want to hear. I understand how you feel. I am sorry that I hurt you. You are right. I am sorry. Thank you for always trying to understand me. You're always there for me. These are just perfect little examples that you can use and say to someone to tell you, or you telling it to yourself. I really appreciate that. Or you have the biggest heart. Make sure you tell yourself the same things you have been wanting to hear instead of waiting to receive it or looking for it from other people to affirm it to you. Instead of focusing on what you want, what you deserve, and what you should be given, focus on what you have to offer, which is what you always do, I believe. So listen, for every sign, regardless of what your sign is, the whole collective, we all operate from a positive or a negative, okay? And these are the traits within every cohort, right? Because every sign is an archetype, right? It's an archetype. And in that archetype, for example, we'll use Aries. Aries are innovators, they're witty, they're go-getters, they're leaders, they're negatives, they're impatient, they're short-tempered, they could snap at the drop of a dime. You know, if they knew that stuff about themselves and they tried to marry their light side with their shadow side and bring them together and merge them, they could find those tools to work on themselves. They can work on their shadow side. So you guys have these three things, right? Appreciation and greed. You could be one or the other, the positive or the negative. You appreciate everyone and then everyone takes advantage of you. Or you could be the greedy one. You know which side you operate from. You're a discerning adult. Apologizing and grudge. You might be the one that keeps grudges. Or you might be the one that's constantly apologizing. You know who you are. You have to take your certain parts of your goods with your bads and leverage them. Shadow and light. We can't appreciate the light if we didn't have the darkness. You had a tower moment. You're having these tough decisions that you have to make. You're weighing your pros and your cons. But you should also be using these things that you're hearing from what I just read to you as tools to help you mitigate your problems. Moreover, to change the way your mind looks at something, the scope of the situation. So the scope of your situation is you got to choose between two people or two jobs or what you're going to do, right? Which path you're going to take. Knowing this, you can kind of course correct your mind to look at something from a different perspective, to look at it from a different light. Would you benefit if you apologized? Would you benefit if you appreciated what you already had versus what you think you deserve? Maybe not. Maybe the other person doesn't appreciate you and they're the greedy ones. Shadow and light. Are you just only feeling and seeing the darkness and that's it, and you see no light? That's all you'll ever get, because that's all the universe will ever show you and bring you. You need both. It's like yin and yang. They need each other to balance each other. All right, guys, this is what I have for you this week. I hope this really helped you. Tell me how you felt about the shadow and light portion, or the last bit. If it was too long, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.